Hello, this is Lance with Optio. Here I'm going to demonstrate our partial PO creator tool. This is very handy when you have purchase orders that have been received incomplete. Oftentimes, when you submit a large order to a vendor, somewhere along the way it gets broken into multiple shipments, and generally each shipment gets its own invoice. It's generally a good practice to have a one-on-one relationship and have a single invoice associated with each purchase order. That way, if there's any irregularities, if you're overbilled or underbilled, it's much easier to figure out where that's coming from if you have one invoice to one purchase order. If you have one purchase order and five or several invoices associated with, it's very hard to or time consuming to figure that out. So that's why it's much better to just break apart a partially received purchase order into a new purchase order for the unreceived items. So let me demonstrate here. Here we have a rather large purchase order. It has 262 rows, 433 units, and so far only 266 units have been received. As I scroll through, you can see there's a variety of items that have been received complete and other ones that have not yet been received. So what I would like to do here is create a new purchase order that contains only the items that have not yet been received. And then I want to remove those items from this original purchase order. So it's very simple to do that. I just need to note the order ID number. So here we see 3666. And I want to grab the reference number, which is where we put our purchase order number. So plug these into Optio, so 3666. And then I'm going to plug in the reference number. The reason for putting in both is just to make sure that there's no mistake. You didn't mistype in the order ID and then accidentally create a partial order for something for the wrong one. Lightspeed does not have a very good tool for doing doing partial POs. It has a duplicate button, but that duplicates the entire purchase order, and then you would still need to go through row by row and make adjustments. It's time consuming to do that. If you have to do it often, it's pretty tedious. That's where this tool is going to come in very handy. So just going to hit submit, and then away it's going to go. Now it is limited by Lightspeed's API, which has a throttling mechanism built in. And the reason that they do that is just to make sure that the resources are not bogged down by too many people trying to do things at the same time. So during the daytime, it takes about 10 seconds per write operation. And here you can see there's 74 operations that need to be done. It's going to take times 10 seconds. It's going to be a while, probably a good 20 minutes or more by the time this is done. It starts out fast, but then it sort of starts to slow down. So, and I'm back, and you can see that the process has completed. Took about 25 minutes, started at 4:57, finished at 5:23. Took that long to write 74 lines. So let's take a look. We have a link to the new purchase order that was created, ID number 3745. Click that. And we can see there are now 167 items in this purchase order. None of them have been received yet, since these were the ones that have not been received that were broken out of the original purchase order. Let's click on the original purchase order over here. And there was 200, now it's down to 266 items, and everything has been fully received complete. So the 266 plus 167 gives us the 433 that was on the original order. So now I've completed the process of separating out the unreceived items onto an entirely new purchase order, and that was much less painful than trying to do it manually. Thank you for watching.